Let me get things going here. Let's see. How come I'm not coming up? There I am. All right. Now we can get the show on the road. All right, let me burn a little cedar here. I'm going to do a weekend reading for all of us. We're going to go around the zodiac wheel. All right. Get things all blessed. I got a new deck of Light Seers Tarot. It's time for me to start replenishing some of my cards. So anyway, we're going to use this today, and the overall energy for the weekend came up as the Seven of Wands. So I feel like, this could be an overall weekend for all of us where we just kind of take the time, to not let other people disturb us, all right? She's in her nice little bubble here on her cushion, and there's all of these wands that could penetrate your bubble. So some of us may just want to really be in our own space this weekend. And we're going to try just not to let other people kind of get in it. But anyway, let's take a look at all of us here for the weekend weather as I like to see it, and see what does Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look like for all of us. Today is Friday where I am. So yeah, let's just kind of get a read on what it's going to feel like for all of us based on the tarot. And like I said, I got a brand new deck here of my Light Seers Tarot. It always feels good to work a brand new deck. I've smudged it, I've cleared it, it's kind of hung out here with my other cards, so I think we're good. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for this upcoming weekend for all my signs from Aries all the way through to Pisces. But we're going to look at Aries first. Grateful, thankful for the messages. And as always, if you stick around and you put a question in the chat, chances are high that I will go back and read that question and pull a card for you. All right, because that's what I really love to do. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Aries for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm going to pull 3 cards. Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Aries for this weekend. So we start out with the Tower, crossed by the Page of Cups, and then the Knight of Wands is how we end it. So the Tower, there could be some expected news that comes up around you and somebody that I think maybe you wanted to go out with. I just don't see that happening. But I do feel like you do pull out the weekend with the Knight of Wands energy, having a good time. So, maybe, you set out the weekend to go out with someone. I just feel as if that's not going to happen. But, on your own, Aries, you can have a good time. All right. So, yeah, the weekend looks like, again, going back to that thumbnail, this is you. Put yourself in your bubble and enjoy yourself because, I do see that regardless of whether or not this person invites you out or goes out with you, or even if they're a part of the weekend, you're not going to stop that from you having a good time because here you are having a great time. All right, so yeah, pull out your own weekend. All right, let's move on to my Taurus. Taurus, we've got the Chariot. Maybe some of you guys are going someplace. There could be a work trip involved for some of you. Hi, Heather, welcome in. Long plaid shorts, nice to see you. All right, so listen, Taurus, we have you going somewhere. I mean, we're in the Chariot here. And like I say, some of you might be going on a work trip. Some of you may be just wanting to go away where you can get some work done. But I do see you working through the weekend, all right, Taurus? It's not going to be like, it's all fun and games this weekend. I do see that you are going to need to maybe burn the midnight hour, there's candles lit here, so you might work through into the evening come Saturday. And then on Sunday we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in reversed. Now the Wheel of Fortune coming in reverse, I mean, this might not be the best day out of the weekend, but you can still pull it out. I mean, I just feel as if, with everything that's going through, maybe you don't get as much work done as you wanted, or you just, it could be a little stressful and a little struggle for you. But don't let the Wheel of Fortune, it's just a passing phase, so, just keep plugging away at your work. And, like I said, don't be afraid to take some time away. Sometimes when we're really working really hard, it's good for us to take that break and to go somewhere and then come back and reapproach it. Because I do see that there could be some struggle in trying to get something done this weekend. All right, next, let's see who else is next. We've got Gemini. Gemini, we're starting out with the Magician. So I like that, you know, because this magician, he's very active. He is physically making things happen. So if there is something that you want to get done, I think you're going to do everything you can to do that. Be careful of, you know, somebody trying to, you know, pull the wool over your eyes. I think you're going to be warned. You know, with this card and this energy of the Seven of Swords, just be careful if you're out and about. You know, because if you are out and about and, you know, you left your car unlocked or, you know, I just get like a sneaky kind of energy with this. And I feel as if, you know, there's a warning to it. So pay attention, all right, come Saturday. And then we end the weekend with you in the Four of Cups energy reversed. You know, and it's, you know, listen, I just feel as if your weekend is not going to be boring, all right, because you are up to something, you are trying to make something happen. And then by the Four of Cups here, you know, it's just like usually Four of Cups, we're a little bored and we just don't know what to do. You know, I think there'll be enough excitement that'll come through, especially with the Seven of Swords, that it'll keep you on your toes this weekend, all right, Gemini? Yeah, and just be careful of anybody trying to, like, pull one over on you. All right, let's see. What else do we have going on? Barry, this is tarot. I'm just reading tarot. Thanks for you guys coming in. I am reading for Cancer right now for the weekend. We're just getting a quick read on the weekend, kind of see what the weather will look like for us, you know, and what we should prepare for based off of the tarot. All right, Cancer, let's see what's going on for you. We have the Three of Pentacles. So, you know, I see you working with others, at least working in collaboration. This could be something you and your family are building, because to me, this is very family kind of oriented. So there might be something that you are planning for the weekend to do with the family. I don't know whether or not it comes to pass, because we end up with the Six of Wands reversed and the Knight of Pentacles also coming in reversed. So I have a feeling that, you know, we start out really strong, but it's one of these projects that as we get going in it, it could fizzle. Like my feeling with this is almost like you're painting a room, like you're going to redecorate the whole room. And it starts out with a lot of energy, and then we get to the point where, you know, the grunt work comes in. And I just feel like the energy kind of dissipates by the end of the weekend. And, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. Maybe we can leave it till next weekend. So, yeah, home improvement projects could go for a week or two. It's not going to happen overnight. And with the Six of Wands, you know, you may have started something, you know, and been like, oh, I don't know if I like the color. Again, I'm going back to like redecorating a room or something, Cancer. And it's just like, oh, maybe we picked the wrong color. Anyway, I just feel as if that could be a challenge, you know, so find the humor, all right, in how things aren't working out the way you want them to. Welcome in, Bethany, Charu, good morning, good morning. It's nice to see all you guys in here. And, you know, as always, if there's a question that you want me to pull a card on when I'm done with the reading, happy to do that, all right? But for now, let's move on to my Leos and see what the weekend looks like for you. Now, we start out with the Temperance card to the Two of Wands to the Lovers card. So I'm feeling like there's somebody you would love to go out with here. You know, the Temperance card, I mean, immediately I was just like, who is this guy? Whether it's a guy or a girl, I do feel as if there is somebody. I'm picking up Sag. It doesn't have to be a Sagittarius, but that's what I'm getting. I'm just wondering whether or not, you know, you're waiting for them to kind of, you know, invite you out, but here you are at home still wondering whether or not it's going to happen. And then we end the weekend with the Lovers card reversed. So if you're waiting on someone to ask you out, I wouldn't wait, all right? I would just go ahead and do what it is that you would like to do, and you know, save your weekend, you know, enjoy it. You know, because I feel as if you're waiting on somebody, you know, to ask you out or come over or something like that, I just don't see them doing it. And I feel like, you know, you could end up throwing away the whole weekend and being disappointed in something that doesn't pan out. So yeah, get out there and do what you want to do. Don't be stuck at home, because we see here we've got this car, we've got this world card. It's like, God, I would love to go somewhere. Well, then do it. All right, Leo, because, you know, to wait for somebody to do it for you or to come with you or do it like that, I just don't see that happening. So I see this one being on your own. And again, let's go back to the thumbnail. You know, the Seven of Wands was the overall energy. So I feel like this weekend we might need to find our own bubble, you know, and kind of bounce around in life that way this weekend. But let's move on and see what Virgo looks like for the weekend. We have the Ten of Pentacles coming in on Friday to the Four of Pentacles reversed. to the Two of Cups. All right, so listen, we got reverse totals here. You can't afford to go somewhere this weekend. Don't go. All right, because if you are tempted to go someplace where you don't have the money or the funds, you're going to regret it later on. All right, Ten of Pentacles says, I don't have the money. Four of Pentacles says, I shouldn't open up and go shopping. I mean, here she is, you know, looking at, maybe I should hold on to my coins. And I see you opening up, and I feel like, you know, you may, because you want to impress someone, we do have the Two of Cups here coming in reverse, you want to just kind of maybe make it amends with them. I mean, the Two of Cups reverse, I mean, there's some disconnect, and, you know, maybe you just recently, you know, broke up with someone, you know, and you're like, maybe I'll just go out and I'll spend money. Why not, you know, and then you'll have like buyer's remorse. Just be careful of that, Virgo, because I just feel like it's not a weekend to go out and just kind of put your emotions in shopping or anything like that. Because I do feel as if you really can't afford, you know, to spend money where you don't have it. And again, if this is around a relationship, because here the Two of Cups shows that, you know, there's some disconnect when it comes to you and your person. You may be looking at other ways to just kind of deal with those emotions. But shopping is not one of them you should be doing. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Virgo. All right, let's move on to, who's next? Libra. Libra, we've got the Five of Wands coming in upside down. So a little insecurity when it comes to being among other people. Maybe you were, you know, you went in for an interview and, you know, here's this Ace of Pentacles right next to it. I mean, don't be afraid to like put yourself out there and talk about yourself, all right? Especially if you got to go up against other people for a job or a promotion, because I do see that the potential is there for you to get it, all right? Here is that Ace of Pentacles, so don't hold back. All right, Three of Wands. Again, I just feel this pessimistic type of energy, Libra, coming from you, like, oh, I'm not good enough to get it, you know, this isn't my future, you know, like you want to manifest, you know, an ability to get a job where you could go, you know, surfing on your weekends, then, you know, you have to set yourself in that position to accept the gifts that are coming, because this Ace says that you know, there's no reason for you not to get it. All right, so you have as much a chance as anyone else. So don't let, you know, your insecurities, because that's what I'm really feeling, your insecurities this weekend hold you back from opportunities that could present themselves. All right, because you could miss something this weekend that would be really, really great because, you know, you held back. So don't do that, all right, Libra, you know, because I want you to get this coin. I want you to have this position. I want you to have this opportunity. And I just feel as if you could miss it. All right, so don't do that because, you know, you didn't feel like going or you didn't think you would be, you know, accepted. You know, do it. You have as much chance as anyone else. All right, moving on to my Scorpios. Scorpio, we are starting with the Justice card coming in reversed. Something is not fair. Ten of Swords also reversed. I think it's not the first time that you felt this way. And then we have the Eight of Swords. A lot of mental energy this weekend. And I think it's over something that's not fair. All right, so maybe something happened this week. All right, so here we end the week feeling all one way or the other. And then we have the Ten of Swords, you know, just feeling that hurt. Rather than putting an end to it and walking away, you know, I think, you know, you spend the weekend really in your mind. All right, so this is one of these weekends. If you notice that, find distractions, go for a walk, go for a swim, you know, do something that'll get your mind out of the fact that, you know, you were just duped or somebody treated you, you know, unfairly. Because I do see that you could carry it in through the whole weekend, and that's just going to ruin your weekend. And we don't want you to ruin the weekend. I want you to have a good time. I want you to walk away from this, you know, and all this noise in your head and let it go and put it away, all right? Because I do feel that, you know, whatever happened during the week, whether, you know, it was a bad work week or whatever, don't let it ruin your weekend, all right? Again, put yourself in that bubble, and like in the thumbnail, all right? And don't let others affect your time, all right? Because your time is precious. So that's what I've got for you, Scorpio. So let's move on to Sagittarius. We have the Four of Swords coming in reverse to the Five of Cups to the King of Pentacles. Now the Four of Swords, some unsettled energy over a recent hurt, something that has left you really disappointed. You know, the fact that the Five of Cups comes up here by Saturday, I feel as if you're not going to let it affect you. All right, it's almost as if, you know, you pull yourself out of a funk Because when we're in the Four of Swords energy and it's reversed, it's just like it's bothering us, you know, whatever it was that hurt us, and we can't seem to let it go and rest and heal from it. But I feel like, you know, you push yourself, and I like that, Sag, because with the Five of Cups coming in reverse, this is one of these cards I really like to see come up reverse, because it tells me you're moving on and moving past from a situation that held you back. I mean, when we're in the Four of Swords, something hurt us. All right, and we're in the Five of Cups. It could be a relationship or a situation that you really wanted to see work, but here at the Five, you know, it's not. So something's got to change. And I feel like you pull out the weekend, Sagittarius, doing you, all right? Maybe, you know, you end up just, you know, salvaging the weekend by, you know, grabbing a good book. This guy is in a library, just really enjoying himself. Or maybe you enjoy the company of someone else. This is a Sagittarius energy. So I am feeling like, you know, to just be home and just kind of, you know, recoup yourself and do those things that really give you pleasure by the end of the weekend will make you feel much better. All right. Hi, Nora. Hi, Shahida. Welcome in. Nice to see you. D7th, the sun. Javon. It's nice to have you guys in the chat. I'm almost done here, and then I'll turn my attention to you guys, all right? But we're going to move on and see how Capricorn is going to pull through on this weekend. Now, Capricorn, we start out with the Ace of Cups. So you might be going out on a date. There could be somebody really interested in you. You have this Nine of Pentacles energy. So if you are single and you're out there, you know, you could just possibly meet someone. So that would be a great energy. And then we end with the Sun card coming in reversed. So, you know, maybe you're disappointed in someone, you know, maybe you go out with someone and you realize, oh no, that's probably not my person. But, you know, the Nine of Pentacles shows a real independent spirit to you this weekend. You know, so maybe, you know, this is a weekend where you want to really just kind of be good to you. I mean, because here, these two cards, it's not like we have a third person coming in here. I feel like it's just you, you know, taking care of you. But there is something that's bothering you, all right, because we do have the Sun card coming in reverse on Sunday. So when we have that Sun card coming in reverse, on the outside, you know, it appears that everything is really great. But, you know, I do feel as if by Sunday, you know, you're going to feel, you don't still want people to know that, you know, maybe you're not 100% chirpy, you know, you're just not that happy, you know, and maybe you don't even know why, all right, but, you know, you're just not going to let people in. I think you're just going to kind of hold your feelings in for yourself. But yeah, if you do have you know, if you do go out with someone, just enjoy it. You know, there's no harm in having a nice dinner with someone. But, you know, I think you are really happy being your own person this weekend. All right, let's move on to my Aquarians. Aquarius, we are starting out with the Six of Swords reversed to the King of Cups reversed to the Death card also reversed. So turbulent waters, you might have to go and deal with somebody who I think emotionally they struggle, all right? The King of Cups is very sad energy to me. Because when we have this energy of the King of Cups, I mean, this could be an older person that, you know, could be your dad or somebody that, you know, they just struggle with their emotions, you know, they just have a hard time just being really present. So you might be dealing with someone like that this weekend, you know, and here we have the Death card coming in reverse. You know, I think this has been ongoing. Whoever this King of Cups is, I think this is somebody that continues to pull on your energy, because when we have the Six of Swords, I mean, this is us leaving this troubled energy, but I see you going back to it. So maybe something comes up with them that kind of pulls you away, and, you know, and it's just one of those things. It's like, you know, something needs to come to an end when it comes to their needs versus your needs. So yeah, your weekend might, you know, get pulled away by this person, and that bothers you, because I feel like with the Death card, you want to see this end. You know, you would like this to be over, and you would like to know that, you know, you don't get a strange phone call in the middle of the night, and now all of a sudden you're out trying to help this guy. You know, so yeah, I'm afraid somebody is going to dominate your weekend, Aquarius, but don't let them make it a bad weekend. All right, let's move on to my Pisces. Grateful, thankful for my Pisces. We have the Seven of Pentacles coming in reversed to the Six of Pentacles, also reversed to the Hanged Man. All right, so we got to look at things, all right, Pisces? Maybe you're looking at your money this weekend, because the Seven of Pentacles says, I planted all these seeds and, you know, I want them to grow. But you know, they're not growing. So there is something that you did that maybe you bought or you invested a lot of money into, a lot of energy. And with the Six of Pentacles coming in upside down, I just feel like it's just not manifesting, all right? And it's just not working for you. So this weekend, we have the Hanged Man coming in reversed. I think you're a little confused of like, I can't believe it's not working for me. What is the problem? But the Hanged Man wants you to take the time and really look at the root of what's going on with your finances, with this thing that, you know, is not growing for you, where you can maybe make some changes. So I think this weekend you're going to spend a lot of time really trying to figure things out and how to turn things around so that you feel a little bit better about your life. Because right now with these two cards, it's just like, it's hard to keep putting energy into something that's not giving back. And I think, you know, you really feel that this weekend. So this weekend we may just have to, you know, deal with that. Anyway, that looks like the weekend read for all of us. If anybody wants to go back and timestamp that, that would be great. If not, that's okay too. All right, we're just going to let it roll. But anyway, it's just really nice to see all of you guys. I hope you're all still here. There's a few of you guys have some questions, so we'll look at all of that. Let me just clear the energy. Let me get another deck. No, we're going to stick with this deck. Let me just kind of ring the bell here and reground and kind of see what's going on with everyone. So Heather's been having a feeling, all right, but we don't know what that feeling is. And then Miyuki0. Now, I know you've been in the chat before. It's nice. I'll call you Gwen. Definitely call you Gwen. Nice to see you, Gwen, and Shahida, and Noor. All right, you guys got cards coming out. I got this card cut out here. What's this one? The Seven of Pentacles. Wanted to stay out. All right, let's find out, Shahida. What's coming in your love life? Grateful, thankful. Inquiring minds want to know what's going on in Shahida's love life, because we have to live vicariously through each other. Especially if you have a quiet life like me. It's more fun to live through you guys because your life is a lot more exciting than mine. All right, but let's see what's coming through for you, Shahida. Hi, Ellery. Nice to see you. All right, let's see, Shahida. All right, we got the High Priestess coming in reversed. All right, so your intuition is already telling you that somebody is not interested. We have the Knight of Pentacles coming in reversed as well. You know, this is somebody who doesn't want to put the work in. So if this is somebody you are wanting to be with, or, you know, you're trying to connect with, I just feel like they don't want to put the effort in. So you shouldn't either. So follow your intuition. The High Priestess is already telling you what to do, Shahida. Noor, how are you? Anurag, no contact. We keep going back. Let's find out. Where am I from? I am from New Mexico. I am here in the land of enchantment. I've lived here, a good big chunk of my life. All right, let's find out, Noor. What are the current thoughts of Anurag? That's a name. Thanks for coming in, hitting that like button, people. Grateful, thankful. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really makes it a good energy for me and helps turn my numbers and makes my channel grow. And I'd love to see my channel continue to grow. All right, let's find out. Noor, what are the current thoughts that this person has for you? Four of Cups, unsettled energies. You know, I mean, this is the Four of Cups, and we move to the Five of Cups. I just feel as if, you know, the energy has been unstable. There is no contact between you guys. You know, so I see more the unsettled energy with you than with them. So keep that in mind, Noor. You know, time to move on. Serena, welcome in. It's night in India, but there it's daytime. Yeah, it's only what? It's 9:51 over here. Just still in the morning. Ellery, welcome in. Oh no, you found love and it didn't last. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Are you going to find a relationship within the year, Gwen? We gotta find out. See, I remembered your name. All right, let's do a reading for Gwen. Let's find out whether or not Gwen is going to find a relationship this year. Grateful, thankful for the energies for my friend Gwen out there. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Gwen. It's much better than what you wrote. I can't, you know, because I could only call you 0. All right, Gwen, let's find out. Is there going to be a relationship this year? Grateful, thankful for the messages. Queen of Pentacles. I don't see this year. There's some instability this year that comes up. Next year, I think, is more hopeful. You know, the Fool card comes in here. I think by next year, you'll be more ready than this year. There's some instability that's coming up, Gwen, with this Queen of Pentacles. And I think once you get that all grounded and you're more stable, then I feel like a new relationship will come in. You know, maybe even like springtime of next year. But yeah, there's some things you just need to get a hold of and get grounded in. All right, let's see. Ellery, she said I would and I did. So if she says yes, probably yes. Long plaid shorts. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ellery, will you be brave enough to tell Casey I like him? I hope so. Hi, Judy. Welcome in. You're in Las Vegas enjoying a little time off. Lots of good luck for you out there. Enjoy it. That's a fun place to be. All right, let's see. Ellery, let's find out whether or not you have the courage and be brave enough to tell Casey you like him. Let's find out. Yeah, that Queen of Pentacles shows some instability, Gwen. You know, because she's reversed. And this is someone, you know, the Queen, she has everything in order. The house is good. The bills are paid. There's security. There's money in the bank. And with it reversed, you know, that's what I feel like you need to get. But it's coming, you know, because it's followed by the Fool. So hang in there. Things will be better by this time next year. All right, Ellery, we're going to find out whether or not you are brave enough to tell KC. We all need to know whether you are brave enough. Have the courage. Will Ellery have the courage to tell Casey that she likes him? All right. I feel like you are going to say something and then run. Oh, by the way, I like you. Boom. And then you disappear. Because here, this Knight of Swords, you know, there's no swords in his quiver. You know, he like shoots the arrow, says what he's got to say, and then runs away. That's what I see you doing, Ellery. Three of Pentacles coming in reverse. You know, I don't know whether or not how this is going to go. I mean, I just feel as if there could be more people involved than just you. So just be aware of that. But yeah, I just don't see this actually manifesting you and KC. But you definitely say something and then you run. All right, Judy. Judy, I hope you have a really great time in Las Vegas. You know, I always thought in my lifetime, and I guess things are different now, but when I was really struggling, not that I'm not now, but when I was really struggling, I always thought, oh, maybe, you know, worst case scenario, I'd move to Las Vegas and be a light bulb changer, you know, because I could probably get a job doing that. Anyway, it's nice to have all you guys in. I hope you have a really great weekend, you know, and, you know, follow the lead of that thumbnail, you know, where if things aren't going good, put yourself in your own protective bubble and have a good time, you know. I mean, my time is precious. Your time is precious, you know, and nobody has the right to ruin my time, you know. So if somebody's, you know, pulling you in a negative space, you know, turn it around and just kind of walk away, you know, because, you know, the weekends are precious and we want to have a good weekend. Life Katie, Vidya, how are you? You would like to know your future. Okay. All right, well, let's see. I don't like to do future readings. I just like to pull cards and see what the cards have to say. So let's just go with that. Dia, welcome in. Nice to see you, these new people. Don't forget to hit the like button, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Oh, I'm glad you're good. All right, Vidya. I hope I'm saying your name. Let's see what's coming through for you. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my friend Vidya. Laura Rama, welcome in. Yeah, it's morning for me. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning where I am. I am mountain time in the United States. All right, let's find out. Future for Life Katie, Vidya. Let's find out your future. Oh, look at this. You have a great opportunity coming towards you. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I like this. So if you've been looking for a job or you're looking for, you know, a way to manifest something, You know, I feel like this ace is a gift. And it's like it's being handed to you. So if there's something that you've been really after, I feel like that's coming towards you. Nine of Cups, but it may not be what you want, all right? Because sometimes here, you know, you might have an opportunity and it's not exactly what you want. Don't turn it away, you know, because I feel like if we turn this around and you hang in there, it could lead to something much better. So you might get this opportunity and be like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Not at all. I don't want to do that. No, no. But, you know, I feel like, you know, it might be worth your while. The other thing is, if somebody offers you an opportunity and you get the feeling they're a little shady, all right, because I have the King of Pentacles here. All right, so Vidya, you know, this is somebody who might promise you something, but they're not going to deliver. So follow your intuition, because now with these three cards here, you know, this person might promise you something too good to be true, and you may be like tuning in on that. All right, so yeah, if somebody presents, you know, that too good to be true kind of opportunity, you know, I would investigate it a little bit further and make sure it's really on the up and up. All right, but I do see that coming. Yeah, because I don't want to see you in any legal situations. You know, somebody might want to take some money from you or promise you something. Just be careful of that, all right, Vidya? Anamika, welcome in. You're in a breakup and 2-year relationship with your boyfriend. No contact. You don't know what's going on. Good luck with that. All right, good luck with that, Vidya. You know, if anything, create your own opportunity. That way you know exactly. But I could see somebody shady coming through, so be careful of that. All right, Dia, let's find out. No contact. Let's find out what they are thinking about you. Let's start there. All right, Dia, and we'll go from there. Grateful, thankful, you guys. All right, Dia, let's see. Yeah, 5 of Swords. I feel like there was a lot of fighting. There was a lot of anger. I think he's still in that energy, you know, of just not wanting to deal with it. When we have the energy of the 5 of Swords, it always feels like there's a winner and a loser. And maybe he feels that way. But yeah, that's how I feel like he is towards you right now. The High Priestess. I think you know that too. I think you know that maybe you ended with a big fight. You know, and everything that's come through. But yeah, he's definitely still in that energy of the 5 of Swords. Angry, not happy. Yeah. But I do see someone else coming in for you. We have a beautiful person here, this King of Cups. I feel like he's somebody completely different. So if you do move on, I feel like you're going to meet somebody that you are very, very tuned in. But you're going to have to put your walls down, all right? Because you know, not everybody is like your ex. Not all the relationships are like the past. This one, I feel like you're very connected. You know, he's ringing the singing bowl. I just feel as if, you know, if you let your guard down, there could be somebody really, really nice coming in for you. Yeah, I don't see the relationship coming back, Dia. I see someone new coming through for you, not him. Anyway, that's what I've got for everyone. Anybody else out there with like a card pull? Yes, no, maybe. If yes, that's great. If no, that's okay. I think I'll come back on this weekend and kind of just check in. Hi, Carolina. How are you? You got a question? Nice to see you guys. Hi. I hope your day is going good, Carolina. All right, what's your question? Heather. Heather, you've been feeling lost. All right, I'll pull a card for you until we get more info from Carolina. All right, let's find out. Heather's been feeling a little lost. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my friend Heather here. Heather would like to know a little bit of guidance. What can she do? Oh, look, we got 1111 happening up there. All right, let's see what's going on, Heather. Feeling a little lost. Oh, look, we got this Chariot card. You know, if you can, you have the ability to go somewhere, you know, that would be really, really great, because I think you might find someone or something if you were to go somewhere. 2 of Wands. Yeah, you've got to make some moves here. The 2 of Wands, you know, this is you being stuck, not being able to move on, you know, but the 2 of Wands says, you know, there's another direction for you to go in if you would just choose to go in it. But here we have the 6 of Pentacles coming in. You know, and we have the Six of Pentacles, you know, I mean, there's reasons why you may not be wanting to go places, or maybe I don't have the money to go, I don't know, poor me kind of thing. Listen, even just going down to Main Street, you might run into someone. I just feel as if you've got to keep moving, you know, because when we're feeling lost, to just be stuck and not making any moves is worse. And, you know, then we feel like, oh, we don't have any options. You'd be surprised what you can do and what you can find and where you can go within your own vicinity. So I really feel like, you know, you've got to move. All right, Heather, you've got to make some moves. All right, and then you'll feel bad. Don't be afraid to do different things. You know, that's the other thing. Flick Matter, welcome in. I want to go back to Carolina. Let me get a card for Carolina, and then I'll bounce back down to you, all right, Flick Matter? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Carolina. She's looking for love vibes for her future. Yep, depression hates a moving target. Remember that, Heather. All right, Carolina, let's find out what are the love vibes for Carolina in her future. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Carolina. Grateful, thankful for the love vibes for her future. All right, you ready? Let's see what comes out. Really? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Carolina. All right, what do you get? We have the Queen of Wands coming in reversed. Be really careful of your attitude and energies moving on forward, because a lot of times when we have the Queen of Wands, you know, she's a very charismatic person. People want to be like the Queen of Wands. But when she's reversed, you know, sometimes you make yourself unapproachable. All right, it's almost as if, you know, it's the opposite. You know, even though you're like, I really like that person, but how come they never talk to me or anything else? I feel the need that you need to get more approachable. Past energies with this Four of Swords, I think, have built walls. And you've got these walls around you. So when it comes to meeting people and finding someone, you need to put these walls down. You need to remember who you are. You know, this amazing, charismatic person that can set a room on fire, rather than, you know, come walking in and people are like, oh, I don't know whether she's open to someone going out. I mean, there's this closed energy about you with this Queen of Wands. So open yourself up, all right, Carolina, and I think, you know, things will be okay, all right? Because, you know, just because you've been hurt in the past doesn't mean that you're going to be hurt in, you know, in the future. So this Four of Swords, you know, yes, you are recovering and a lot has happened to you, but it doesn't mean it's going to continue. So yeah, let's let those walls down and be open. All right, that's what I've got for you, Carolina. All right, we were going to go back to Flick Matter. Love and money for Flick Matter. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my friend Flick Matter. Hi, Robin. I see you from Australia. Welcome in. Nice to have you, Robin. All right, let's see, Flick Matter. Let's find out what's going on with Flick Matter. And then Maureen's got herself a stalker. Let's see what's going on with Flick Matter. Judy, you're in Aries. You know, this is a good year for Aries. You know, this is a real good year for Aries. And I tell all my Aries friends, you know, you have a very impulsive kind of go get 'em kind of energy. So don't be afraid to make things happen, Judy. All right, let's see Flick Matter. Love and money for you, please. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Flick Matter. Love and money. All right, love and money. Okay, look it. We've got the Four of Pentacles. When it comes to money, don't go spending money that you don't have, all right? Four of Pentacles says, I've got to hang on to it because this is all I've got. And then we have the Hermit card coming in. So a little isolation that you've been going through. So when it comes to love and it comes money, you know, sometimes we have to open up, all right? Because if you are in a place of the Hermit, not wanting to really put yourself out there, then you're not going to meet anyone, all right? And the Hermit, you know, you've got a bright light here that's really radiating off of you. You know, so I feel like maybe it is time for you to finally meet someone, Flick Matter. But the Knight of Pentacles, I just feel as if you've got to put the work in. If you want to meet someone, you will meet someone. You want to go out with someone, you will go out with someone, but you've got to open up and put that work into it. So that's what I've got for you, Flick Matter. Grateful, thankful. Robin. Oh, wait, let's find out if we can hone in on the stalker for Maureen, and then I'll get to you, all right, Robin? Grateful, thankful. You're welcome, Flick Matter. All right, let's see what's going on for Maureen. She's got a stalker. Can we get any ideas on who this stalker is? Grateful, thankful for the messages regarding this stalker. Does she have a stalker? We do. Who is the stalker? Two of Swords to the Empress. So, you know, I feel as if this is somebody who knows you, you know, and they know who you are, whoever the stalker is. And I think they're doing it just to really make you feel very insecure with this Empress. Who is this? Anything else we can get on the stalker? Ooh, the Magician. This is somebody very manipulative. I want to say they have dark hair. Dark hair, dark-skinned. I mean, this is your stalker right here, the Magician, trying to make things happen. So, yeah, this could be somebody, like I said, dark hair, dark skin. They know who you are, definitely know who you are, and I feel like they're doing this to kind of destabilize you. You know, they like to see you rattled, whoever it is. Don't let anybody, you know, take your power away. Yeah, Five of Cups. This could be a past lover. This could be somebody from your past who liked you. But that's what I get, Maureen. All right, Robin. Let's find out if you are moving in the right direction. You have a couple questions. You have, do you have a couple questions? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. All right, Robin, let's see. You're moving in the right direction in your career. Let's find out. Inquiring minds want to know. Manisha, welcome in. Nice to have you in the chat. Hi, Jenny. Welcome. Welcome, Jenny. Jenny's Cozy Corner. That's a great name. All right, we got to find out about Robin, though. Robin, she needs to know whether she's moving in the right direction in her career. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my friend Robin today. She'd like to know whether or not she is moving in the right direction in her career. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Robin. Knight of Wands coming in reverse to the Nine of Swords. You know, I want to say no. You are not moving in the right direction. I feel like somebody is pulling you away from where you need to be going. With the Nine of Swords, there might be somebody, this Knight of Wands, they talk a lot, they promise a lot, they don't ever, you know, follow through. I mean, this is the energy of this king reversed. Not knight, he's a King of Wands. And then we have the Nine of Swords. I mean, somebody has made you feel really insecure. I think when it comes to your career, you need to do what you want to do, right? Queen of Wands, not what somebody else thinks you should be doing. So follow your passion, you know, because I feel like there's something that you do very, very well. Because look, you have this candle here, and then there's all these candles here. Like, you know, you can make things happen, you know, but I feel like there's somebody in your way, Robin, because I don't like this king coming in, you know, making you feel insecure, like you can't. All right, so if there is a direction that you really want to go in, I say go in it, because right now you're not happy with how things are, and here you have options, you have choices. So don't let anybody tell you you don't, all right, because I see you have choices, you have options, and you can do something that is more in line with what you want to do and who you want to be. So that's what I've got for you, Robin. All right, Michelle, welcome in. Nice to see you. Manisha, let's find out when my collaborations will start. How will be my growth? Let's find out how you're going to do, Manisha. I hope I'm saying your name right. And then we'll look at the others. Hi, Michelle. Let's find out about your growth. All right, Manisha. Grateful, thankful for the messages coming through from Manisha. She would like to know when the collaborations will start and how will be her growth. These educational posts that she posts up there. It's good content. You know, we can all use education. So let's see. What comes out for you? The Three of Swords comes out as the first card to the Two of Swords. All right, you got to believe it. All right, you know, again, this is you having to believe that it's going to work. You know, and then we have the King of Pentacles. Listen, if you are in collaboration with somebody who is not being very honest, all right? When I see the King of Pentacles come up in any kind of partnership and this guy is reversed, this is a problem, all right? This is somebody who could be holding you up. Get rid of him We have the World card, and you will do very, very well. So honestly, I think, working in collaboration isn't the way to go for you, because I feel that holds you back. What I do see is that if you do this on your own, look, the world is all around you. You will have a lot more luck. So I think when it comes to your growth, you're going to end up growing on your own, not with someone else, and you'll do well that way. So that's what I got for you, Manisha. Oh, so Jenny, you are a Virgo. I love Virgos. You guys are the healers of the zodiac. I mean, for real. I think you guys struggle still a little bit too much when it comes to relationships. But you are definitely the healers of the zodiac. So welcome in, Jenny. It's nice to have you, my Virgo friend. Michelle, your mom cut her off last October. A narcissist loves to unsettle you. Oh my gosh, listen, the only way to deal with a narcissist is to cut him off. Because I had to do that. My sister, she's a malignant narcissist. I mean, she's like the bad of the bad. And I cut her off, and, we've been fine ever since. She doesn't talk to me. I don't talk to her. And life is good. But when she was in my life, oh my God, it was miserable. I mean, she would do things that nobody would ever believe. Anyway, narcissists, they're hard. Hi, Sharidi. I don't know how to say. We'll call you V. Thanks for subscribing. So Sri Devi, how do you say your name? How do we say your name? Maybe you can kind of help me out. So nice to have you guys all in the chat. So listen, if nobody else has any questions, I'm going to pop off, begin my weekend. Grateful, thankful to each and every one of you. Happy to have you all around. I will try to be back this weekend. In the meantime, have you guys a really great weekend. Heed the advice of the thumbnail. If things get hard, put yourself in your little bubble and don't let anybody get to you, and you'll be just fine. So remember, be happy, be healthy, be kind, and I will see you all at another time. All right? Have a great weekend.